Two position players, both bunting. So, I mean, it's easy to just gloss over the belt as, there's a guy who's struggling, but it happened twice. And you've got a situation where the Giants lead baseball in bunt hits. Okay, good. I like it. Gabe Kapler loves it in terms of beating the shift. But in that spot, in this moment where your season's not on the brink, you're only 5.5 out.
Well,
you're not out of any playoff chase. This was not a must-win.
It's desperate.
It feels more desperate than probably it really is, but that act made it feel more desperate. And for the fans to turn on him in that moment, I don't blame them, because that was definitely boo-worthy, but they booed Brandon Belt at home.
Yeah.
Giants fans don't do that. Right? I mean, I'm
laughing too. Yeah, no, they don't. By the way, these are your two. Are these your two highest paid hitters on the team?
Longoria's close.
Longoria's probably, but these guys are both making north of $15 million a year.
And what's happened to your fan base, by the way? And I don't say you as in you. I mean you in terms of all of us, the Giants fans. The Giants fans this year, you've done the wave, you've run on the field, and now you've booed one of your beloved. He's a forever Giant.
Wow, this is
Brandon Belt's a forever Giant.
He is, but this is the least offensive of those three things that you just brought up. The wave is definitely the most offensive of the three.
Running on the field.
Running on the field is just lame. It's so played out, especially if you're not advertising something. And then this.
Booing a homegrown forever Giant?
Yeah, but it was booing the moment. It was booing the decision, and it deserved to be booed. It was just like I have a non-booing policy at home. It's just not my thing. I don't boo teams that I root for. I think that's.
I can't imagine you booing anyone. Although yesterday after you laughed at a guy who broke his arm, I guess I don't know you at all.
I'll boo the Dodgers. Hell, I was at the game when Brett Butler had signed from the Giants to the Dodgers, and that opening. I mean, this is going way back now.
Right.
What year probably was that? That was probably
2002.
No, I think even earlier. Would be my guess. Yeah, no, this was at Candlestick. This wasn't at Oracle by any stretch.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So whatever year that was, I was at the game. 1991. Man. Butler goes to the Dodgers, and then the opener the next year, they're, how they do. They bring out the whole lineup to both baselines, and here comes Brett Butler leading off, which means he's the first person to get out to the lineup to get to Tommy Lasorda. And the two of them gave each other this big sort of rub your nose in it hug. I almost came out of my seat. I was booing so hard. I wanted to rush the field. I wanted to punch both of them in the face. So,
just real quick, 10-second sidebar about how different the world is. 1991, Brett Butler, he was caught stealing 28 times. Think about that.
Someone even trying to steal 28 times is gone.
I mean, he stole 38, but he got caught 28 times.
I think the analytics would be, it's time to stop stealing, Brett.
Do you think the Giants have even had 28 guys get caught? And I'm not counting pickoffs, which obviously would skew it.
Well, in the Giants, they were trying to run more this year. Tyro Estrada might get to 20 stolen bags. He's got 16 or 17 stolen bags. But I don't think
that even the whole team probably doesn't have 28 caught stealings. But anyway, that was just a quick, because I punched up the year, 1991. He was 7th in the MVP, by the way, Brett Butler.
Stolen bases as a team. I got the Giants for 52 this year.
Steals.
52 steals, yes.
And probably caught maybe 20 times.
Caught stealing.
And a pickoff.
10.
Does a pickoff go down as a caught stealing?
Well, no, I don't think so, because they're good at that.
Boy, they are. Anyway.
All right. You want to know who else was totally shocked, awed, and disgusted? Listen.
Not your guy.
I get that we're in broadcasting, so maybe I hear this a little bit differently. This, to me, is one of the greatest calls in the history of Kruk and Kipe.
Wow.
Because with very few words, listen to the emotion that is getting passed along to you, the fan, as Brandon Belt decides to bunt to end the last threat of the game for the Giants.
Belt bunts it. Wow. And that'll end the inning. 8th inning coming up.
Oh, my God.
Was that a wow or a well?
I mean, that was a wow.
Wow.
That was a wow from Kruk. That's it. How many total words? Can we hear it again? I want to count the total words.
Belt bunts it.
3.
Wow. And that'll end the inning.
4 is wow, and that will
8th inning coming up.
The inning is 11. 8th inning coming up. 15 words.
In about 15 seconds.
Or more.
Economy of words.
How long was that?
13 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, 13. So, yeah, we got 15 words.
It's about a word per second, guys.
and I felt that.
And that's the beauty of TV broadcasting, because there's not much more you need to see or say because we're all watching it.
Right.
We can see that Belt bunts it, and if you have an eye on the score box, you know there's 2 strikes. And if you have a clue about baseball, you know that if it's foul, he's out. So Dwayne Kuiper just nailed it. Belt bunts it, and then the pause, because everyone has the same realization of
everyone's looking at each other.
Second and third,
what?
Down 5-0, base hit keeps you in it, and you just ended the inning, and that that'll end the inning.
That'll end the inning. 8th inning coming up,
and that's my favorite right there.
Yeah.
No. I would have paid really good money to hear what was said next when the microphones went off with Kruk and Kipe. I guarantee you, F-bombs all over the place.
Oh, he stinks.
These guys are
4.
obviously embedded like no others with this organization. So this isn't about who they're rooting for. This is about 2 longtime great baseball men who know the game, love the game, understand the game, and are the voices for this team and have been for so long, and they're cherished like no others. And I promise you, I'm furious. It's like that. What?
A 4-letter word, and Belt wasn't one of them.
What are you doing? What on earth is that?
Do we need to rack back the sounder?
So, I mean, you're Brandon Belt, you're giving up. You're like, I can't. Can we hear from Belt? Because listen to this. This is now Belt after the game describing the decision.
You know, from my point of view, I've been struggling a little bit. He was tough all day. Didn't have a whole lot of misses. Was hitting that high inside with his fastball. And I took the best route that I thought would keep the inning going. You know, I'm not saying I'm right about that, but, you know, that was the decision I made. I felt very comfortable bunting. And I wanted to keep that inning going. I just didn't get it down. So, fortunately, it didn't work out.
Yeah. So,
just real quick, when he understated his own struggles, last 7 games, he's 2 for 23. Last 15 games, he's 7 for 48, hitting at a 146 clip, no homers, 2 runs batted in. In his last 48 at-bats, he's driven in a grand total of 2 runs. The last 30 games, a little bit better, but not super great. So to say that he's been struggling is an understatement. And I guess if you're Gabe Kapler, you know he's struggling, but you can't really bring in a lefty to pinch hit for your lefty, a veteran who has been struggling that mightily.
Listen, I thought of that whole thing that came up 3 weeks ago when they pinch hit for Brandon Belt. And with Brandon Belt, or with whoever it was who went in for Brandon Belt.
But it was with a righty against a lefty.
Exactly.
This would have been with a lefty against another righty.
Well, and Brandon came out and was like, yeah, you know, I understand it. I don't like it. I feel like I can succeed in those situations. I went back in my mind to that moment, because now flash forward to this. If this is how you feel about your ability right now to get a big hit off of a tough pitcher, well, then, my goodness, Gabe Kapler's correct to pinch hit for you in leverage situations all the time. Now, I know this was a right-hander. I get it. But you are signaling to the fan base, you're signaling to your team with that. I don't feel like I can do this right now. And especially with 2 strikes. The other part of it is this. Like, if you had done that with 1 strike, and okay, this guy's nailing his spots. I'm not feeling good right now. I'm hurt, but maybe I can just move the line and let somebody else try to hit one out of the park. You know what? I probably could have wrapped my head around that. You start doing it with 2 strikes. Like, it's so gimmicky. I always feel this way about a football team. If you've got to come out and whoop, everything's a reverse, whoop, what we're gonna fake and
Globetrotters.
Like, it's because you can't beat me straight up. You're admitting to the world, like, I gotta surprise you. The only way I can beat you is to surprise you. And that is a horrible fait accompli, terrible feeling for a fan and him as well.
Yeah.
I hate that he's feeling that way.
And his teammates, too.
So,
and that's your point of, if there was one strike and he did it, Longoria is probably not 70 feet off of second base. But because there's 2 strikes and 2 outs, he's going on contact. So even if that bunt is fair, you're dead to rights because Longoria's caught in a pickle. Maybe he lasts long enough to where Peterson scores. Big whoop, you got 1 run. Either way, with 2 strikes, it's a losing play, no matter what, even if he gets it down.
Yeah, what do you want to see the Giants do right now? 888-957-9570. Alex Boone's going to join us next hour. Good morning to Twitch and YouTube. Your comments are always welcome there. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. The Comcast Business text line, a lot of you have already been banging away on that, 888-957-9570. So thank you for being with us here on Willard and Dibs. I guess for me, it quickly got to a spot where I was like, it's not so much I'm like livid with Brandon Belt, but to me, you are telling us you can't do it right now. And if that's physical, I get it, but I got the sense that the whole organization after that game went, okay, all right, look, if you can't get to the plate and swing the bat in a big moment, it's not, oh, let's rip Brandon Belt. No. Let's IL Brandon Belt. If you can't do it, then you can't do it. This is that classic sports question. Everybody wants you to battle through injury, right? Until you realize you're hurting your team. And so if 80% of you out there is better than the next guy, then do it. But if you're 40% of yourself, let's get somebody in there, man, who can move. So right now, Belt, La Stella, all of these guys, I'm sorry. You got to go to the IL. If there's any chance left this year, you have got to put your best foot forward. And if you're sending people up in the middle of the order who literally feel like I do not have a chance to get a hit against this guy, then I'm sorry. You got to go sit down. That's sad to me that's how Brandon felt about his chances to get a hit off of Zach Gallen.
Don't disrespect Zach Gallen.
He's good.
I won't stand for Zach Gallen disrespect.
You're gonna have. It's not disrespect. He's not Scherzer. He's Zach Gallen. Well, he's good.
He's filthy. And I told you this yesterday when I bet the under in Pick Your Battles. He owns these left-handed hitters on the Giants, and he's having a very good year.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm not here for the Zach Gallen slander.
It's not slander, but if you don't think you can get a hit off of Zach Gallen, who do you think you can get a hit off of? The guy's not.
Well, he can't get a hit off anyone right now. And
that's my point.
That's 2 for 27 in his last week.
So you got to sit down.
You got to sit down. You got to go to the IL, and that's where Farhan Zaidi. You got to figure out what you're doing with your roster, and is it time to bring up some of the youngsters? You mentioned that Elliot Ramos has been recalled.
He's in Denver. I mean, we'll see what the roster move is. He might be taxi squad. He might be on the. We'll see. We'll know by game time.
Well, I don't think you bring him to Denver just to have him sit around.
No, but a taxi squad, meaning you do bring him there, and he may be rostered. He might be rostered Saturday. He might just be insurance. We don't know yet.
He's rostered immediately.
I'd love to see it. Yes.
And if Brandon Belt is hurt, and that's the way Brandon Belt's career ends, it's oddly fitting that his career would end in this fashion where he's injured and unable to really make anything happen. Maybe he gets a couple of token at-bats later in the year. I think Brandon Belt's career, not only as a Giant, but his overall career, it could be over because he's unable to be healthy. He's unable to really play. Last year, he was able to play and play well because he had the truncated season before, so he came in fresh, and he mostly stayed healthy. Bonte pointed it out. He only played, 97 games last year. It's not like he played a full year. The last time
29 home runs. I mean, he was, he had his best year. The last time he
played a full year, though, was 2019. And, he played 51 of 60 in the pandemic year. Last year, he had a great year. But if you're a team looking to acquire Brandon Belt, I don't think you're looking for a guy who can only play half the games. And I don't think that the Giants are going to want to bring him back in this, in this youth movement that they're going to go with. So this might be it for Brandon Belt.